Today on Business Insight, we'll take a look at the impact of e-commerce in Nigeria as the federal government officially recognizes the sector as a contributor to the nation's economy. Hello, it's good to have you join us on the show today. I am Vivian Oguche. Well, let's get the ball rolling. Welcome back. So we'll be taking a look at the impact of e-commerce on businesses in Nigeria, agriculture, and all of that. The online shopping has disrupted a traditional business in Nigeria. So for an in-depth insight into this, I've got with me Sam Orovoje. He is a public affairs analyst, and he joins us on the show. Thank you so much for being a part of the show this morning.
Thank you for having me, Vivian.
Thank you so much. I also have Temitope Otedola, who joins us virtually later on. He is the MD CEO, TTS Integrated Farms, Nigeria Limited, and President Youth Employment in Agriculture Scheme. He's going to be speaking to the impact of e-commerce in agriculture or to agriculture in Nigeria. We also have Juliet Undianeku. She has many years in the industry, the e-commerce industry, and she currently runs Elrad Hairs. It is an online hair business that provides women with quality human hair wigs. Juliet joins us later on the show. So Sam, e-commerce has disrupted the way things are done traditionally in Nigeria and the world over when it comes to buying and selling. Now, this has been boosted in no small measure by increased mobile penetration. Now, these days, people do no longer use, most of the time, you don't depend on your laptop for buying and selling online. You can also use your mobile phone. So let's talk about it, though, the impact of e-commerce on businesses in Nigeria.
There's been a tremendous impact in terms of business practice. Simply put, business are done electronically. So that enhances the efficiency of businesses in terms of delivery, in terms of customer service. So electronics tangentially has been a major driver of businesses across the world. And it has impacted positively in the way businesses and commerce are run across the world. So I think it has come to stay, and there are new innovation in that sector with the advent of machine tools and artificial intelligence. More e-commerce regime will be sustained over a period of time.
Fantastic. I've got players in the industry who are going to join us soon to tell us about the nitty-gritty of what we are talking about. In the meantime, though, let's go into talk about jobs that e-commerce has created in Nigeria. The federal government this year acknowledged officially that e-commerce has become one of the major contributors to the nation's economy. Do you agree? Or
yes.
Are you impressed?
Yes, absolutely. And that's the way forward. And I think in other jurisdiction, there's more emphasis on e-transactions. So people are even talking about e-governance as a way of improving on service delivery. Therefore, that has created even a new ecosystem in terms of employment generation for citizens.
Fantastic. Let's also talk about affordability. Considering that when you order for goods, they are delivered at your doorstep. You don't have to travel from one place to the other for your goods to, come to you. I don't know. Have you had an experience personally with buying and selling online?
In terms of selling online, not really so, but in terms of buying online, yes.
You enjoy, the comfort of your goods being delivered?
In terms of the speed, the interface, you don't really do much of human interface. Then your goods are delivered to you at your doorstep. I think that's very innovative, very creative, and I think is a business that must sustain over a period of time so that people can get service delivery without necessarily having a human interface. But on the other hand, sometimes you have issues of logistic and supply chain issues. Maybe as we progress the conversation, they'll be able to speak to those aspects.
It's interesting you mentioned it because I was going to bring it up. There are challenges. Sometimes you order for something, you order for A and you get B. And sometimes you're not able to get what you originally ordered for. Those are some of the things that...
No, I think those are essentially service failure in terms of how the products are delivered to the clients. I think that has to do with the back-end efficiency in terms of matching the products to those who are as requested for those services.
Fantastic. Okay, let me talk to our guests who are joining us virtually. All right, I understand Juliet is standing by. Topek joins us. Temi Topek joins us later on. Juliet, thank you so much for being a part of the show today. So you've been a player in this industry for very long. Walk us through your experience as someone who has benefited from e-commerce.
So if you want to sell on marketplaces, right, they have different, what do you call it now? They have different requirements and things you have to meet. And one of the challenges across the board when it comes to Nigeria is logistics. So for the big brands, one of their issues is usually supplying a mistake. Like what I mean is you might order for a 32-inch TV that is supposed to be Android, and you get maybe like, what is it called? Like an analog TV, so to speak. In that kind of situation, it's not as if the product is not in their warehouse or stuff. It could just be a mix-up. While the staff that are in charge of moving these products to their logistics partners, when there's a mistake there, right? Then another challenge when it comes to small business owners is if a small business owners is leveraging social media to sell their product, one of the challenge again they can have, or one of the problems, or one of the issues they would have would also be logistics, right? You could do everything good from your own end, but your logistics partners can mess the entire process up. So logistics is actually a very big issue when it comes to e-commerce in Nigeria. Yeah, so as someone who currently runs Errad Hairs, when I started the business, one of the issues I had was with logistics still. So we give products to these logistics companies, and sometimes they start getting to the client's doorstep like 10 p.m. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. I've had that experience like twice, and it wasn't funny. You know, when you've tied your knot at your own end, you've done everything you're supposed to do, but still these people just try to mess you up. One of the things we tried to do was to get very reliable logistics partners, and this has made our work seamless. Now, apart from this, again, another issue that people can encounter is when the vendor you're buying from, especially small business owners still, is when the vendor you're buying from is not a trustworthy person. So for instance, you ordered like 100% human hair wig, and it gets to you, you're not even getting a blend wig, you're getting a sponge. Sorry, a synthetic wig, so to speak. So the problems with e-commerce when it comes, the problems with e-commerce, I feel like this is worldwide, it's not just Nigeria, is you need to be sure of whom you're ordering your product from, right? You need to be sure of what you're selling. That's another thing. As a seller, you need to be sure that, okay, if a customer buys something from you, they are getting exactly what they ordered. Because once trust is broken in an e-commerce business, trust me, those buyers will never come back. They will never, ever, ever come back.
All right. So
yes.
In a little while, I'll come back to you to talk to us about the advantages, right? You've talked about the challenges, you faced in that space. So when we come back to you, you tell us some of the gains, as regards doing business in Nigeria with the help of electronic means. Let me come to Sam here. Despite the expansion of the growth, there's been concerns of a lack of regulation in that sector. But before that, though, according to Statista, revenue in the e-commerce market is projected to reach $46.7 million in 2023, while user penetration is expected to be above 45%. That is massive. But like I said earlier on, a lack of robust regulation and a regulatory framework has raised concerns as regards consumer protection, like what Juliet just mentioned earlier on. What's your take?
I think in Nigeria in particular, I think it's an evolving industry. Therefore, the regulations to sustain that business, the industry that is responsible in terms of protecting consumer must scale up their processes in terms of how they are able to use sanction to put people to do what they are supposed to do. On the other side, the issues with supply chain must be looked into, because there are a lot of gaps that exist between the supply chain, the service provider, and the final consumer. So they need to strengthen the framework that protect the entire value chain.
Despite the expansion and growth, in leaps and bounds in the e-commerce sector in Nigeria, that sector is yet to see a robust regulation. And so I was going to ask Sam that because of this, there are concerns as regards consumer protection, data security, and fair business practices. What's your take, though?
Yeah, I'm saying that e-commerce or e-business in Nigeria is evolving. So we need a clear regulatory framework, a robust one at that will be able to sustain fair business, data protection, and consumer protection. So the entire ecosystem needs to be reworked in a way that can inspire confidence in that sector. So it is a clear thing. We already have the Consumer Protection Council. Lagos State has its own, so they need to have a kind of a collaborative framework that would drive the entire process in terms of e-commerce. And I mentioned earlier that we're even talking about e-governance. So we need to widen that space of play so that people can get services without human interference, and you're able to sustain a kind of a customer service framework that is sustainable, that will make more businesses sustainable. So when you have e-transaction, the time spent in the entire transaction process is almost reduced. Then we need to resolve the critical issues with supply chain, which is an impediment to the entire e-commerce practice in Nigeria.
Fantastic. To take this further, why don't we take a listen to a package put together by Alfreda Ambebasi for Business Insight. Take a listen.
E-commerce in Nigeria has undergone remarkable growth in the past decade, driven by various factors. The resurgence of e-commerce in modern times in the country can be traced to June 2012, when Jumia was established. Within a year of its creation, the company raised more than $50 million and has grown to become the Amazon of Africa in a little over 5 years. The proliferation of affordable smartphones and improved internet connectivity has made online shopping more accessible to a larger portion of the population. This growth is further fueled by the presence of local and international e-commerce platforms like Jumia, Konga, and Payport, offering a wide array of products and services. However, challenges persist in Nigeria's e-commerce landscape. Infrastructure and connectivity issues hinder the reach of e-commerce services, while ensuring payment security and navigating complex regulatory environments remain ongoing concerns. Which is why the collaboration between e-commerce giant Jumia and space exploration technologies corporation SpaceX, owned by one of the world's richest men, Elon Musk, is lauded as a step in the right direction. As information technology infrastructure continues to improve and businesses adapt to changing consumer preferences, the e-commerce sector is expected to sustain its growth in Nigeria. Alfreda Ambebasi for Business Insight.
Thank you, Alfreda. Juliet, I would like you to react to Alfreda's package. All right, Juliet is not ready. In a short while, we will have Juliet react to that. But let me come back to Sam, who is in-house with us. One of the things Alfreda talked about was infrastructure and connectivity issues, that these are things that limit the impact of e-commerce in Nigeria.
Absolutely correct. You still have infrastructure in terms of ICT connectivity, telephony. These are inimical to e-commerce practice and governance regime. So we need to improve on the infrastructure and connectivity so that more people can be brought into that ecosystem, and we enhance the kind of practice through e-commerce to enable economic growth and development in Nigeria. So when you're talking about the regulatory framework, then infrastructure must be part of that conversation to sustain that sector.
Fantastic. If Tope is ready, I'd like to have his take as to how this has impacted the agriculture sector. I understand that Tope is not ready. I do hope Temitope or Tedola will be able to join us before the end of the show. But agri-e-commerce, that's how it's called. Agri-e-commerce provides an opportunity to streamline the agricultural value chain and reduce inefficiencies in the distribution of farm produce. Now, it represents a new way for farmers to sell their products to an array of buyers, including businesses, retailers, restaurants, and consumers. I don't know if you've benefited from agri-e-commerce in any way.
Certainly so. I've done that. I used to, at a point, get some meat product supply from that is delivered to my doorstep. from farm gate to the final consumer. So I've benefited severally from that, really.
And it's enjoyable, right?
Yeah, I think it quickens your transaction time, which is the benefit of e-commerce. The money is paid online. There's no human interface, and it's delivered to your doorstep through a supply chain vendor that they use to get it to your doorstep. So that's good. Again, that's we improve on what you call market access for people to get the product from the farm gate to the final consumer. So these are areas we need to improve upon to reduce wastage, particularly in the agricultural value chain.
That is germane. Let me bring this to Tokwe. Tokwe, thank you so much for joining us on Business Insight today. So talk to me, how has e-commerce impacted agriculture, which is your forte? In Nigeria, how has e-commerce impacted agriculture?
Oh, okay. Thank you for having me. As a farmer, the e-commerce has made a significant impact in our industry, and it has improved a lot of marketing aspects, and also in time of capacity building training. Take for example, during COVID, we do have a training every month, being organized by the state ministry, the federal ministry, and other associations in the line of agriculture value chain. And in the advent of the COVID, we could not, meet together, and because of the pandemic, and because of the technology, we're able to assess ourselves by, with the distance. We're able to pass the information on how to, take care of our animal, and also how to cultivate the crop that we have at the farm. So we are being trained in different aspects of how to use the e-commerce, and how the important the e-commerce is, and how it can be active to our products and our business. I must appreciate the government from the state level and federal level. They've organized different trainings, and to educate the farmer, and the farmer should not just be a local farmer, it should be international. So in this aspect, the e-commerce has made many farmers in the industry, in the agricultural value chain, to be, to spread across the world, and to, be able to express themselves, talk about their product, what they have in their farm, and to be able to push it out to the market. And this has made significant impact in the industry.
Fantastic. Tokwe, I can see you're standing in your farm right now, right? That's good.
I decided to left in my office, and I decided come outside so that you can see, different agricultural products that I have at my back. You can look very well. I have the plantain that is going to be soon harvested. I have other available, the vegetable and that. So
thank you.
that is what we
nice
do.
One.
And,
so your farm is called Integrated Farms. Means you do poultry, fish, as well as your crops as well. Yeah. So has e-commerce helped you do business more? Are you able to reach more customers online, than what applies in the past?
Yes, absolutely. I think in the advent of the e-commerce, technology, and it has made the business advance more, from locally and to the international level. I have, a lot of customers that I do supply sell my product to that I've not even met, that I've not even seen. Through this technology, we were able to communicate and send a sample of the picture of the product and the video to them, and they were able to see it and like it. And as I speak to you, today is Wednesday. On Monday, somebody ordered fish from United States of America, and it was through this e-commerce platform that we were used. And I'm here in Lagos, and I was able to, place order online, to order for a dispatch rider, and to put the product in the box and take the product to the airport, and the product will be sent to United States of America, and they will receive the product. So yeah, the customer is there in the US. I am here in Nigeria, in Lagos, and with the technology, we were able to communicate and talked about my product, and the product has been bought and it's been sent to United States, and my money has been sent to my account. So we have a lot of platforms like that that's being used, and we sell different, even not only outside Nigeria, within Nigeria, we use the opportunity of the e-commerce, technology available, and we make use of it, and it's advancing and it's making the business booming.
Fantastic. This is so good. Sam, I saw you nodding your head when Tope was talking. I mean, this is him in Lagos. He's doing business with people in the United States. And these are foot soldiers, people who are in the field. Would you want to react to what he said as regards what happened during the COVID-19 pandemic? They couldn't go around, but they were in touch with government and themselves online. And some of the things he said, I would like for you to react to him.
Yeah, fantastic. I think that's an interplay of what technology has done to businesses. So he just alluded to the impact of e-commerce, the opportunities that exist there locally and internationally. And you can stay in the comfort of your business environment, and you're able to do business across the globe. That underscores the importance of e-commerce. And by the same token, government services must equally be given what they call e-governance, must equally be sustained, so that we have a very vibrant ecosystem that sustains businesses around the world. I think that was a very good commentary from somebody that was in the field.
Fantastic. All right, Juliet, this is going to be your chance to wrap things up as you also tell us some of the ways you've gained from e-commerce in Nigeria. Is Juliet on standby? All right, Juliet.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so e-commerce can actually help people, even though, I mean, the essence of e-commerce is to be able to do business without brick and mortar. What I mean is without having like a physical store, right? So e-commerce makes it possible that even if you're in the comfort of your room or your school hostel, you can do your business. So far, you're able to create content around what you do. If you're able to create content around what you do, then of course you can absolutely do e-commerce. I feel like this is one of the very big advantage of e-commerce over having like a brick and mortar store. Then another thing is when you look at the overhead cost, you look at the cost of doing a lot of things like renting your store, paying for light bill, paying for all sorts of bills that comes together with having a physical store. Running an e-commerce store removes all of those unnecessary overhead costs, right? And so you can sell products and increase your profit. Now, another very interesting part of e-commerce is drop shipping. Drop shipping is when you literally do not even have these products in stock, but then you can still sell them. The only thing you need is just pictures and videos of this particular product, and you post them on your different social media platforms. And when people order, you just tell whoever your supplier is to send the product directly to the customer. You do not have to have direct contact with the product. The only thing you need to do from your end is to vet this particular supplier and be sure that and be sure that they are going to be supplying your product, your customer's quality product. Because if they do not, it will lead to the end of that business. Let me cite an example. I said before that I've played in different industries within different sectors within the e-commerce space. So I think, was it 2020 or 2021 when the government actually banned importation of rice? I had a couple of friends who had rice mills, especially in Abakaliki, and Abakaliki exists. So all I do is I advertise these products, and once I get people to pay me, I just tell him to ship directly to them, and that's it. And I make my money off it from rice. And I made a lot of money around that time, especially when it was getting close to the Christmas time. Like I made a lot of profit from it. People literally didn't know that I didn't have that rice in stock. But then I made a lot of profit from dropshipping. So dropshipping is also another part of e-commerce where people can actually make a lot of money from. You literally do not have to stock this product. You just have to be sure of who your suppliers were and all of that. So let me quickly say this. The reason why I stopped that business at the time was one of my suppliers, in fact, two of them. One, the one in Abakaliki at the time, is I noticed that the rice wasn't up to 50 kg, the amount he said it was. My customers complained and I called them up. Then another time is I got another supplier from another place, and the rice was supposed to be 100% stone-free, even though they're Nigerian, even though it was Nigerian rice. And because I noticed several of my customers complained. I mean, I think it was one person who actually drew my attention to it at the time. And so I stopped. I stopped that business because for me, integrity in business is a very big deal. I cannot afford to sell people things that I said, okay, if I tell you that this rice is stone-free, I expect that when it gets to the customer, it should be stone-free. The funny thing is, when I went for my vetting process, I checked the rice and it was absolutely stone-free. But what my customers were getting was stone-filled rice. So I had to stop the business at the time. Like I completely shut down that part of my life, that part of my business, and all at the time I stopped it completely. Because integrity was one thing for me.
Yeah.
I cannot afford to spoil my name because I want to make money.
I
rather
know,
not
right?
make.
Yeah, Juliet, I agree
Yes.
perfectly. Integrity is key, and this is key. This speaks to what Sam was saying earlier on, that there's got to be regulation in that industry, you know. I mean, you talked about fraud. It has to be checked. But thank you for the scoop you gave us. That was a very, very interesting insight you gave to us, and we do appreciate you coming on the show today. We do hope that when we call on you again, you will be part of Business Insight.
Sure, of course.
Thank you, Juliet. Juliet Ndianiku has had, many years of experience in the e-commerce space, like you would notice, based on what she's just said. Tope, I don't know if we don't have time for you to give us your final take, but I think you were very elaborate when you talked to us earlier on. So thank you so much to Temitope Otedola, who joined us.
Okay. Okay, please.
Yes, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Yes, I would like to. Okay. I just like to chip in on what Chile just said now. I think the integrity is very, very important in the business, and it has it has helped me. The fish I packed, when I write 250 grams on the packaging, I make sure it's more than 250 grams. So when other people want to try to confirm, cross-check it, they will see that, oh, this is up to 250 grams and more than that, because this has rubbish Nigeria in the international market, in the United States, to be precise. The people bringing the product from Ghana, when they write 250 grams there, see it as 250 grams. While Nigerian product, when they put 250 grams, you won't see the 250 grams there. So please, I want to use this opportunity to appeal to the people that use the technology, the e-commerce space. They should please to be sincere. Number one, not just to save their name, to save the nation name, and to save the upcoming generation, so that Nigeria will not be rushed both home and abroad. And please, for the Juliet, the opportunity is still available. You don't need to stop the right. If others are doing, they are being insincere to you or being sincere to their customer, we have it available in my farm. You can still continue the business of the rice, please just get in touch with me. We can send the rice to whoever that you want to send it to. The Okada rice and also the made in Nigeria rice is stone free and it's up to the kg that we said it was. Thank you.
That was very smart what you just did. You were marketing your goods to Juliet. Yeah, but I'm going to charge you for that free advert you just did. But thank you so much. That was beautiful. You also spoke to branding Nigeria, which is something we've been speaking to in Souk News here. We just celebrated Nigeria's 63rd birthday, and we've been saying, just like President Tinubu said, Nigerians should own Nigeria. Thank you, Tope, for being a part of the show. I do hope when we call on you again, you will honor our invitation. Thank you. Temitope Otedola joined us virtually from his farm, and he is the MD, CEO, TTS Integrated Farms Nigeria Limited. Sam, I just want you to wrap this up briefly in a few seconds before we go. What these two players in the industry talked about, very germane, right?
Yeah, we need a clear regulation. Business integrity is very central. Then we need to brand ourselves properly as a nation. Whatever we say, we should be bounded by those commitments, particularly in terms of business ethics and professionalism in whatever we do.
Thank you so much. That was brief, but very, very good. Sam Oruwoje is a public affairs analyst, and he's been with us all morning on the show. Thank you, Sam, for being a part of the show.
My pleasure.
Yes. I do hope that you keep a date with me again, same time, same station. Until then, thank you so much for watching, and have yourself a beautiful day. I am Vivian Oguche. Bye for now.
And welcome to Business Insights News. Something, can you hear me? Oh, I'm saying something. Good morning. Good morning. And welcome. Something. Can you hear me? Okay. African Development Bank has confirmed substantial funding commitment of $4.4 billion for a development project.
Live from Lagos. I am Femi Ayadele. Coming up, I am Femi Chooks. This is news. This is news now, reaching from our Lagos studio in Lagos Island. I am Femi. You can hear me? That's sacrilegious. Hello, welcome, Praise. Praise, how are you today? Now we can hand over to Praise to take news updates. Why should take us all around the world? You want to have the mic? We should want the bedroom voice. You don't know about. We should be gentle. I want to buy.
Hello? 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 So the mic is hello? 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 Hello?
No, c'est normal speaker, il est MC Aurélé.
Hello? 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 Hello?
Wait. Hello. Hello, testing. Hello, test. Hello. Hello, testing. Testing. Mic 1, 2. Hello. Oh, none. Hello, not hello. Hello. This is
Good morning.
Jim live from Lagos.
Hello. Hi. What's it be that noise?
Yeah. It's my holiday, and it's a great day for me. It's a great day for Sook News, for us to come together. This is Sook.
To one of the most violent places in the world. How can you keep it?
We should go.
Awe ni bololoka tafiwa oka ibi o ba lo jamo auntie don't wait to see don't walk out.
Come on, somebody, give the Lord a shout of praise in this house.
Oh,
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
all life